Hello, now this is just a quick introduction to the Axminster floor standing radial armed pillar drill by request. Okay, basically radial arm, which means that the entire arm pivots forward and pivots back. Also it swivels sideways and you can tilt it in this direction as well, which gives you unlimited angles and possibilities. Now, basic specifications, we've got in here a 375 watt motor. Under the hood, cogs and belt, giving us 5 speeds, giving us varying speeds from as little as 460 revolutions a minute to 2,680, which is tremendously fast, especially if you're doing sanding and such from it. But the slow speeds enables you to use the big Forstner bits and such in there without burning up. So very versatile on that. The depth of travel is 80 millimeters, so a good depth there. The averaging need on timbers is like 50, so you've got well beyond that now. Right, the travel here, known as a foot, is 440 millimeters to the chuck. Meaning you don't need a rip fence on the back. You just travel this to where you want it and stop it. Instead of having all that lot with your table. Now the maximum depth you can get, or the biggest piece of wood you can get in, from the chuck to the top of the table is 655 millimeters. It's quite big. Move the table out of the way and go to the base. That's this one here, which also takes your clamps, your vise, whatever you want. It's got the same locking points in there for it. That's giving us 1195, nearly 1200 millimeters from the chuck to the base. The chuck, as you know, biggest that we normally use, a 13 millimeter drill bit. This will take 16. So we've just gone that bit over to make sure that you can get the big powerful ones in there that you need. Chuck, keyless, very heavy duty steel, is attached on a taper collar, which is releasable through the tip here. You can get in there and pop that back out again should you need to. Then, despite all the angles that you can get from this, all calibrated and set, you can also move the table. So you get that moving, you can get this moving. Every angle possible. The table will tilt 45 that way. It won't tilt this way, it tilts that way. If you release the bars underneath here, 2 of them, one, it allows you to pivot, the other, it allows you to move sideways, like so. So you can get optimal angles and optimal space. Now I have built a vise on this which enables me to bring this round and drill directly into things that I've got clamped in there. So I can get from the floor a piece, say a rod, bar, a long piece of wood in there, 1200, and drill straight into it without any problem at all. Now looking from here, you can see close up calibrations there, so you can tilt it this way without problems and you can get your exact calibrations there. The other thing is you've got here, again, going down to your 80 mil, a depth stop. Lock it off, lock it down there, right way around, that's it. Lock it off and it will only go down the depth you want it to go down to. Now, that was one of the weak points of this machine when I first got it. What was in there was a little butterfly turn thing, which was quite weak, especially with big Forstner bits. When you're putting some pressure down on it, you could overcome that stop without realising and go beyond what you want to. That was just spoils everything, all your work, because you don't know what's happening. I complained to them and they sent me this, which you can angle anywhere you want. Very useful bit of gear. Locks it off, and it just, no matter what you do, you can't go past it. It's perfect for the job. So if you get one, look at that bit, upgrade it. The other thing I did, which I think most people have the same problem in the workshops, shadows everywhere. Here, you want to be able to see your pencil line very closely. So, I incorporated an LED onto it. All I did was I wired straight into, as you can see, straight into the back of the switching system. Took the switch off, connected it in, so I can kill it by the plug socket, but that's all. This switch doesn't affect it. I was going to have it affect it, I was going to have it turn on with that, but then I figured, then I'll only have it on when the chuck is running, which would be rather pointless because there's a lot of work you've got to do before and after. So, I put this little push button switch in, works perfect. I've done the same on my bandsaw, you might have noticed if you've seen that video. And that just gives you then a nice lit up area. And I made the table. Again, everybody makes their own choices with tables or pillar drills for their use, whatever their use might be. Now for me, for quick, easy work, I always have these sitting on the bottom. And they're just so that I don't have to keep on lifting and lowering the table. You've got an 80mm travel there. That might not be enough to get to where you want to be. You might have fine work that you can reach there or there. And then something to lock in. Usually fine things, drilling with steel, you can't hold them, but you can hold this. You know, it's a good and solid. And if I can't hold it, I'll just put a couple of screws through onto the bench, onto a bigger piece of wood. I don't want anything there permanent. If I do, I'll use that vice at the edge. But just little things like that just make life easier. I'll put the stop block at the back there, even though I've already said you don't need it, because it helps with clamping things to it. And really that's just my setup. Dust extractor, I hardly ever use. It's usable if you're doing fine sanding. And the rest, it's hardly any point. It doesn't have the power to suck for me. I don't think any would. You know, it'd be sucking your tools up if it did. So there's not much point for that. Just fine dust in the air. And that's it. That is my setup. Well, I think that covers about everything, apart from the most shocking part about it, and that is the price. Despite the way in which it's been made, I mean, as you can see, it's very well made. Whether it's classed as hobby, I don't care. It's cast iron, it's stainless steel, it's heavy duty gear, it's all well made, good strong stuff. Yeah, in Axminster you can pick this up today at £350. Right, you can't go wrong there, can you? Right, anyway, well I hope that's answered any questions you might have had about it, should you be interested in getting yourself one. But if there's anything I haven't mentioned, shove it in the bottom, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.